Hello, my YouTube fam. Welcome to another video. This is February. February is actually World Cancer Month. February is actually World Cancer Awareness Month. And we are all aware of how widely cancer is spreading. Breast cancer is one type of cancer that actually affects the breast and its surroundings. But there is a great news. The great news is that the earlier the detection, the greater the chances of survival. So in today's video, we'll be talking about some WH questions you might likely ask yourself anytime you are trying to examine your breast. And the WH questions include: where can I examine my breast? When can I examine my breast? How can I position myself when examining my breast? How can I examine myself and my breast? And what are the things I need to look into when examining my breasts? But before we dive into this, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification to get notified anytime a video is dropped. So let's roll the intro. So number one point is, where can I examine myself? Examining your breast is something you can do in your house, mainly in the bathroom in the front of mirror. Number two is, when can I do it? As a lady that still gets to see a period, the best time to examine or check your breast is on the fifth and on the sixth of your cycle. And if you not get to your period again, the best time to do this is just look for a specific day, like a specific date in your calendar, and keep doing it on that specific date every month. For example, if you want to do it on the 6th or on the 7th or on the 10th, keep doing it on that same date every month. And if you are above 35 years old, even despite the fact that you're examining yourself every month, the best thing to do is to always try and visit the gynecologist or breast cancer surgeon every once in a year. Now we've gotten to another point, which is how to position yourself when examining your breast. When you want to examine your breast, you can stand in front of a mirror, put your hands in your hips just to observe the changes on your breast, or you can actually put your two hands behind your back so you can see some observable changes on your breast. This is the best way to actually position yourself when you are examining your breast. Another thing is that some people find it so comfortable lying down. When lying down, they try to check their breast. So far, it's comfortable for you. Is it that you are on a standing position or you are lying down? Just for you to. But the best position I'll actually give to you is for you to stand in front of a mirror. Try to put your hand on your hips or behind you just to see some observable changes on your breast before you start examining your breast. How to do it? How can you examine your breast? The best way to examine your breast is, one, try as much as possible to get a lotion or a soap, apply it on your hand, because this will actually help to detect any lumps easily. It helps to make the skin so sensitive for you to easily detect any lumps. And after doing that, try as much as possible to use three fingers. And the three fingers to use is, one, we have the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger. These three fingers are the fingers to use when you are examining your breast. And do not use the tip of those fingers. Do not use these tips. Use the pop area of your fingers to examine your breast. Like the pop area, just use it to examine your breast. The pop area and not the tip. Another thing you need to take note when you are trying to examine your breast is not to examine your breast in a way your breast will be in between the four fingers and the thumb. Some people make this mistake of trying to examine their breast like this. There's no way you're going to examine your breast like this, your breast in between the four fingers and the thumb, and you won't see a lump, and those lumps are not the real lumps we are looking for. So some people try to examine their breast like this and come to the conclusion that, oh, there is a lump in my breast. No, that is, do not try as much as possible to avoid doing it like this. You don't have to do it like this. Just take this three finger and examine in a circular way. What are the things you need to look into when you are examining your breast? For better understanding and for you to easily remember, I'll use an acronym called the lump strive. The lump strive. The first D means dimple. When you are checking or examining your breast, you don't need to check the breast only. Check the breast, the surroundings, and the nipple. The first one is dimple. When you are in front of a mirror, try to observe if there is any dimple around your breast. The second one is if there is any discharge. Try to press the tip of your nipple to see if there is any discharge. Then we have the lumps. Try to use your three finger, the index finger, the ring finger, and the middle finger to feel if there is any lumps on your breast and the pop area, not the tip area. Then we have the first T to be thickened. Like check your breast. Is there any one area of my breast that is very thick? And the thickness, hope is not due to maybe you're on your period or you're breastfeeding or so you just have to all those things are the things you need to observe when you are checking or examining your breast. And we have the H to be hot. Is there any part of my breast that is hot? Maybe when you touch it, it feels hot compared to others. The R is red. Is there any part of my breast that is red in color, like any discoloration on any part of my breast? And always take note that this discoloration is not as a result of breast engorgement or breastfeeding and a lot. If it's not as a result of that, then kindly visit the gynecologist. Then we have the I is inverted nipple. Some people naturally have inverted nipple, but if you are the type that doesn't have the inverted, like if you are the type that doesn't have inverted nipple, but you suddenly notice any inverted nipple, then visit your gynecologist. Then we have the E part of the stripe to be enlarged vein. Check through your vein, check through your breast rather, check if there is enlarged vein close to your breast. Another thing you need to check is the S. We have that S to be raised to power 3. One, check the size. When you are trying to examine your breast, always observe the changes in size of those breasts. Is one bigger than the other? And always note that this sudden change in size of my breast is not as a result of my cycle or breastfeeding. Another thing you need to check is the shape of your breast, if there is sore on any of your breasts. Those are the things you need to look into when examining your breast. The lumps, strives. These are the things we need to consider when we are examining our breasts. As a lady, try as much as possible to examine your breasts every month. It's something you can do all alone in your house or in anywhere. And as a guy, don't tell me that, oh, this one, you don't really have anything doing with this. You can have this information so you can actually educate someone close to you, your younger sister, your fiance, your wife, and also if you are 35 years and above, despite the fact that you are examining your breast every month, try as much as possible to visit the gynecologist or the breast cancer surgeon every once in a year. Together, we have to fight cancer.